You know, if you think back to the episode 1, that little clap did not exist. It is evolved over time. Everybody, welcome to a very special episode of Indiana Success Happy Hour, formerly known as Real Estate Makes Us Drink. This is episode 100 for the show. I'm Brian Quinlan from Daniels Real Estate.
Brad Niccum from Nest Mortgage Group.
I'll let you talk.
And you're saying the clap wasn't the
It was not. It was not. If you go back to episode 1, it did not originate there. But
so at some point through the show, we got the clap.
Man, does it itch? Or does it burn? Actually,
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
That's funny, though.
Yeah, 100th episode.
Did you see the shirt I wore in honor of the show?
I love it. That's a little tasting tequila with Brad shirt.
There you go. So I figured I'd promote your other channel while we're here celebrating our very special episode. You need to pour that because we got to do a cheers.
So
okay,
you're right. I didn't.
So
I don't know.
While you're doing that, so I got to say, last week, midweek, I contracted COVID. First time ever. Yes, people still get that. And apparently it's more of a respiratory infection now, which was helpful because I wasn't terribly awfully sick, but definitely feeling the sinuses.
So you're saying they changed it somehow?
And so the downside is it zapped my taste.
You already have no taste.
I know. I already have a lack of taste issues. So I'm finding the other day we were having dinner at my house and I said, Steph, I believe that dinner was fantastic, but I really have no idea. So today, I'm going with something I know what it is and what it tastes like. This is the Play Hard from our friends at Sun King, which I know is a delightful beer, and I'm sure I'm enjoying it.
Right now,
summer's here. Crack open a cold sunlight cream ale from Sun King, or mix it up with Weemac, Osiris, or a seasonal like Play Hard. 4 Indy taproom locations, or find it wherever you grab your beer. Sun King, Indiana brewed, summer approved.
Right now, you just get the feels.
I do. It's interesting. I had a beer the other day, and I noticed kind of the hoppy sensation sort of on the back of my tongue. So I, knew I was drinking a beer, but beyond that, I have no idea what it tasted like.
Okay, so you and I have a similar sinus thing that we live with allergies. So, I have some tequilas out here. There's a couple tequilas out here, and I don't want to drink them if I can't taste them.
Yeah, I believe
the hard ones to get.
Yeah.
So I sometimes I'll go to the table of shame over there because I'm like, I might as well drink this diffuser additive caramel tequila. It has no flavor to me anyway.
Yeah.
It's just getting the job done.
In the last week or so, I've lost almost 10 pounds.
There you go.
And it's not that I don't get hungry, but I just find that after I eat for a while, I'm like, I'm just tired of this and I'm not tasting it anyways. Yes. So I guess I'm done.
Might as well just have nondescript, no flavored pudding.
Yeah. Stephanie was like, this morning, she says, now's the time to experiment. I go, well, I'm not going to taste it. She goes, yeah, we'll just put some red pepper flakes on your food. I go, well, that's just going to burn my tongue. It's not going to notice. I'll feel it.
You get the feels though. Sometimes the feels are just as good as the smells and taste.
I suppose. Anyways, Play Hard, Sun King. Thanks to our friends at Sun King. What do you have? That looks new.
This is brand new. Yeah, this is fantastic. This is the brand new Yayo High Proof Rosa. And it's 33%.
There's a reddish color.
Yeah, it's from a Ciroc barrel, 33% Ciroc barrel and 33% sherry barrel blended together. And I got to try it yesterday. And it's fantastic.
Well, fabulous. All right. Well, cheers to episode 100. Fred, if you're watching, thanks to you, we got here to 100.
And Trev watches a lot of it, so thanks for watching. There's a Chuck Baldwin.
Chuck, and our boy Chris Weatherford, too.
Yeah, Weatherford watches it, yeah.
I think Stephanie still watches most of the episodes.
Tony doesn't watch any of them.
That's okay.
It's funny, we'll do tequila things, and she'll ask a question. And I will say to her, I covered that in my 47th video, or my 236th video. So I'm over 500
videos. Dang.
Yeah. In fact, a really cool thing when we were in Arandas, I did the video of finding the bottle, and that actually was my 500.
No way.
500 Instagram video, and I was like, well, that's kind of fitting.
No kidding.
So that was pretty. Cool.
That was a great story.
Is it like that?
I did. So quick synopsis here. Sergio Cruz and which tequila is it?
Yayo, John Bellinger.
There you go. They bury a bottle every year
Yes, since 2022.
Okay.
It's in a capsule. It's over there, but across your shoulder there. They actually make a very special bottle. This one here is a reposado that has been blended in a pitcher, right?
Okay.
So they didn't blend barrels and stuff like they did here and make a whole bunch of it. They just took this blend and they put it in a pitcher and stirred it up and they filled the bottle. So this is the only bottle of this tequila ever made.
Oh
right
my
here.
gosh.
It's it. It's never been blended like this.
You want to drink it, but you don't want to drink it.
Correct. It's 96 proof. It's a repo. And then it's signed by tons of people that worked at the distillery. And they dipped it in clay. I actually broke the top off when I put it in the luggage. But you can it's still sealed. I've never tasted it. So it's a very special bottle. So what they do is they put a map on their website. So if you Google Yayo Treasure Hunt, it takes you to a page that you can't find from the regular website.
Okay.
But it's part of their website, right? And you go on there and it shows a map for the 2025 bottle. There was a couple of clues. One of them was this is buried next to an iconic Arandas resident.
Okay.
And then it was also next to a tree in a newly planted 3-year-old agave field. So those are the clues.
Okay.
And then you're allowed to Instagram message John for more clues. If you're down there and you're hunting, you can't say I'm here. You got to say I'm there hunting. What's a clue? So the first clue I asked him, I need my clue. It was, do you know where Sergio Cruz lives? And my answer was no. Anyway, that was your clue.
Okay.
But I don't know if they have a GIS system like we do. If they did, I wouldn't be able to read it.
That's true.
So
Google Translate it. It's fine.
I could have, yeah. So the next one was I could ask Sergio for a clue. And I said, Sergio, we're here. We're starting our hunt right now. We just woke up and the day today is committed to finding this barrel. And he dropped me a pin.
Oh, very nice.
His compound was. So it wasn't any place close to where we were.
Of course not.
So I had to find a cabbie that was willing to either stay with us all day or drop us off and bring us back.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we did. And we got there. There's a guy named Carlos who's the groundskeeper for the Sergio's place, and he speaks no English.
Great.
And we tried to explain to him, we're looking for a treasure.
Louder and slower is definitely the way to do that.
So he let us in the gates.
Come on in.
I just start digging
trees.
And then I realized there's a point of the clue that said it's 3-year-old agave field. And I thought, well, it's not going to be in the gates because if someone's hunting and they didn't know Sergio, they're not going to get in here. So we left there. And so I asked him which fields around here are Sergio's, because I figured they're not going to plant it in somebody else's field where we might get cartel.
Right. You don't want that.
So he told us,
Huh.
Which meant down at the end of the road, there's a tree in the field. That's a blend between anything Filipino and Mexican.
I'm sure we offended somebody.
All of them. So then we've seen this tree, and I'm like, that's it. So we dug there for an hour.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I don't think this is it. I think these agaves are older. And there is a video on Instagram of them burying it. And John's like sitting next to this tree in the dark.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, there's ragweed. And there's a stick that's like coming up. And there's moss on the tree. So we walk back towards Sergio's house, where there's another agave field with smaller agaves. And 5 trees clustered in the corner. So when we walk in there, there's a low spot and there's leaves on it, like somebody had dug there. So like idiots, we just started digging there, not looking to see if there's a tree nearby or not. We dug there for an hour. Maybe not quite an hour, but there was nothing there. And it turned into a pond. So we found water, so we weren't going to die of thirst.
Excellent.
Another tree, wasn't it? Another tree, wasn't it? we look and there's a tree with a chain hanging on a limb. And I'm like, it's got to be that tree. That chain probably means something. So we dug for the rest of the time on the front side of that tree. And I dug about 2 feet deep and about 4 feet wide for about 6 to 8 feet.
Oh, jeez.
So this whole side of the tree was dug out. And I'm like, it couldn't be any closer because John wouldn't have been able to squat by the thing in the video. Couldn't have been any further away because the tree would have looked different in the video. And the funniest thing is when we first walked up there, on the opposite side of the tree was this little section of leaves that was maybe 1 foot by 1.5 feet. And I wanted to dig there, but I didn't. I told myself, there's no way it's there. Shovel, 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 clink.
Oh, I mean, great, but how long this entire process?
Over 4.5 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And we really more than that, if you count the time that we walked to the store to buy something to dig with. So I bought this.
Carlos didn't have a shovel
on
for
one
you?
side and a digger on the other side.
Oh, okay.
And we dug with that for hours. And then Carlos brought us a real shovel.
Oh, thank goodness.
He's like, speaks no English, right? He said, "You idiots ain't finding anything with that thing."
In very plain English.
So he did bring us a shovel. And so we were all done. I've got it. We're excited. And Carlos did the video for us because he was there when we found it. And then he said, "Where's your tool?" I'm like, well, I buried it somewhere. I lost it. So Sergio, there's a whole bunch of holes. It kind of looks like a cartoon, like a Wile E. Coyote where there's all kinds of holes dug everywhere.
Or the movie Holes or the book Holes.
It doesn't look like the book holes unless there's pictures. You built a nice mental picture. So holes everywhere. And I told Sergio if he wanted to fill those holes in, he might find that very unusable. So we do have something very special. We're really excited about it.
And I got to ask, are you going to open it at some point? I mean, I know how you're very big on drinking the tequila.
Yeah,
because that's what it's for. But this is literally one of one.
Yeah, but I kind of have to. I mean, there's a Jimadora that cut the agaves out of a field, and guys came in and cut out that cacoya, and they cooked it, and they did all the things to make the tequila, and then they aged it, and they tasted it till it's perfect, and they put it in that bottle. And they didn't put it in that bottle for me to look at. They put it in that bottle for us to drink. So, Tequila Tim, or Tim Tequila, he's a guy that we talk on Instagram a lot. He actually made the comment, if you find it, I'll buy a ticket and fly to Indiana and taste it with you on a video. And so I told him, okay. So we were just on my way here. I was on the phone with John Bollinger, the owner of Yayo, and Tim was there in Arandas with him. And he's like, I got to get a plane ticket to come out. So at some point, we'll open it and taste it.
Where's Tequila Tim from? You can say you don't know. It's okay.
I think Texas, but I don't remember.
All right.
I'm supposed to remember. I can remember a nom and process, but I don't remember where he's from.
That's okay. So your tequila here, good stuff though.
Oh my God, this right here, this is amazing, dude. This is so good. There's so many though that I tell you they're so good, and I mean this whole stack over here is so amazing.
The Fortaleza stack over there.
Yeah. So I had a question for you. Since we're on the 100,
okay.
I think we should do some reminiscing.
All right.
Kind of like the friend shows where they get together and talk about what happened through the whole season.
Yeah, I will tell you, if you're thinking this is going to be a look back and I'm going to show it, throw in clips, I'm the editor. There ain't no way I'm going back to throw in clips. So this will just be a verbal reminiscing.
Going back and watching the first episode to today's, what do you think we have changed the most?
Oh my God. Yeah. The physical setting.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it, yes, we're still sitting at the same bar, but when we started this 2 years ago, this bar was not 99% tequila. This was all empty.
Yes.
It was useful tools and, mixing cups, things like that. We had maybe 1 or 2 lights. And we had a broke ass sound system that I think was clip mics or something.
Yeah.
And, just the aesthetics of the show have gotten significantly better over time.
And a camera. We was just
That's true.
We were
Yeah.
working out an iPhone.
Very true. And
as of the next time we record, he doesn't know this yet. I'm going to give him some breaking news.
Ooh.
We're actually going to be able to have 2 camera angles.
Oh, Nelly, this is exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, is it because you just got a new iPhone and the old iPhone is now a camera?
Standard,
Yeah. All right.
so.
I like it.
But what I'm thinking on that is when we have a guest, we're going to set a camera up that'll be just the guest.
Okay.
So then we can cut away from us and you'll be able to focus on what that guest is
adding to my editing.
Maybe.
That's okay. I'll figure it out. It's one of the things that actually makes me chuckle when I do edit is when I go and make thumbnails for YouTube is trying to find pictures, because we've done some just, posing pictures that I can use Canva to create the thumbnail. But when I go into like the original pictures that we took from when we first started 2 years ago, bro, you're like half the person you used to be.
Man, that was
pre-marathon Brad.
I was huge.
I won't go that far, but you were bigger. I mean, there was definitely more, your face was more full.
Yeah, I was an extra large t-shirt and I'm a medium t-shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 50 pounds. Probably. Actually, I told Tony, I said, we ate so much in Mexico because we ate all the time. And of course the food, it's my favorite food anyway, but I didn't run. And I told Tony, I'm afraid to step on the scale with you. 164.
Is that up? I
It's
assume
way down. I'm
way down.
Like I'm around 170 normally.
Oh, okay.
So I came home even smaller.
Their food is better for you, apparently.
They're
Less
so good.
processed, I imagine.
It's so good.
That's awesome.
We ate so much good food.
This hat is new from when we first started.
Yeah,
it did not exist.
That was probably what, 6 months in before you got the big hat, or close to a year?
Okay. So we started. I actually didn't look at the date, but I believe it was July of 2023.
Yeah,
when we did our first episode, and I was still at KW for a short time.
Right. Yeah.
And I got this with the intention of starting in 2024 was going to be my closing picture hat. So it wasn't until probably December of 2023 that I got this hat. So yeah, been a while. And coincidentally, today is the 2-year anniversary of my first house closing with Sean Daniels.
Oh,
yeah,
it's freaking cool.
So, it all kind of comes together because not long after we started doing this is when I transitioned out of KW over to Sean's team, and here we are.
Here's the crazy thing is 100 episodes later, if we stuck to just what's going on in regular real estate, that we'd be saying almost exactly the same stuff.
Yeah.
And for all the people that you go all the way back 100 episodes ago, that the market's going to crash, didn't crash.
Nope.
Rates are going to fall super low.
Hasn't happened.
Didn't happen. So
I would say from 2 years ago, they've probably gone up a fair amount, not a ton. Not like we were in the 4% range and now we're at 6.5%, but it was probably between 5.5 and 6 back then.
And the Fed lowered the rate in 24 and rates went from 6.25 to 7.5 in June. And they were ticking their way back down into 6.5. And then he just lowered it again and tick, 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 right back up again.
Compared to episode 1, I believe I know the inventory has gotten better.
Inventory's gotten better.
We're still not at a point. I know looking at my board statistics, month of inventory, we're still between 2 and 2.5 months, which here mathematically means we're in a seller's market. But, everything is kind of slowed down, and that just means homes are going to sit longer as they have been for a while, and more homes do come on the market. And so inventory is going to go up, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I still think there's this broad divide where sellers are selling like sellers, thinking they don't need to get an inspection and this should be over list and this should have sold in 10 days. And then buyers are like, well, they should come down 30 grand.
Yep.
Right. And so you still have people that aren't getting deals and are mad. I have customers that are like, they wouldn't come down 30 grand. Like, have you ever tried that at Walmart?
You're right.
And push all your stuff up there and say, 350, I'll give you 225.
Generally, no. I've never seen anyone try that.
You don't do it anyplace else.
No.
You only
Well,
do
the
it
car
Final.
dealer. That's the only other
Not
place.
anymore.
Nah,
You
people
go to the
people
car
still
dealer and they
try.
go, that's the sticker price.
People still try, I believe.
Yeah, but it's the same trying as the guy
Walmart?
that didn't get the house. Hey, thanks for coming in, buddy.
Have a good day. Yeah, that's silly. Okay, I guess I'll flip the script. You know, thinking back 2 years ago, what differences do you see?
I think we're better at it. Personally, I mean, put in the comments if we're not. I think the quality of the stuff's gone up definitely for sure. But the thing that I like that we've done the most is the evolution to having guests that don't even have to be real estate related. To be able to talk about just the things that we talk about today, I think it's a little bit more informational.
I mean, talk about evolution. We started out as Real Estate Makes Us Drink, and you can still find us on YouTube with that handle.
Right.
But the show titled now being Indiana Success Happy Hour, we did that because of the guests that we were having. The best episodes, in my opinion, not that the real estate stuff isn't good, and we've had some wonderful real estate related guests, but the best episodes we've had are people who maybe have nothing to do with real estate, but it's all about the story that they have.
Yeah, I think, thinking back to some of the coolest ones, the Sun King one was awesome.
And Kevin, I love Kevin's story and, how he has grown into his role at Sun King. And I personally, selfishly, I like the kind of partnership or the friendship that we've grown to have with Kevin, which is great. And he came to us from the two bearded guys, John, because they're friends. And, that connection with John absolutely came out of nowhere. I met him at an event and, I was like, hey, you have a podcast about beer. Oh, hey, I've got Real Estate Makes Us Drink. Let's talk about it. And
we have beer.
We have beer. And, coming soon, we're going to have another brewer on, and I'm trying to get another one as well. We've had Dominic recently from Maxwell Park, which brings in your tequila world.
And to have Jake Query from
that was great
500 and the connection of racing that's here was really cool.
It's great when I listen to Jake on the radio, just because I'm like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
And
pretty awesome.
Every now and then I'll text him and I'm sure he gets a million texts. So every now and then he'll respond back, but that's always cool, which I appreciate.
I've never texted him, but I messaged him in Facebook Messenger and he always messages back.
He is just a super friendly guy.
Yeah.
And then, prior to him, we have Matt Taylor from the Colts, which, for me was great. I knew and know Matt outside of him being the Colts announcer, but, that's super cool to know that, he's a professional broadcaster for the National Football League.
And he came here.
And he came to talk to us.
It's like, wow.
Yeah. One of the things you said that we've evolved into, good interviews or whatever. That's actually one of the things I was thinking about recently is, I'm going to be a bit egotistical here, I think, but I really think we do good interviews.
I think so.
The fact that there's two of us and, something that pops into my head while somebody is talking is going to be different than one pops into your head. And we can cover, you and I have different backgrounds, different interests. And so what we're going to find interesting and ask the question about or ask for more information about is going to be different between you and me, which actually I think speaks to what we can present to the people watching.
Isn't it you and I?
No, not in that particular instance.
Because I was thinking, what pops into my head is, hey, man, this is going to be fun. And what pops into your head is, I know what Brad just thought was not grammatically correct.
Take the you out. And if you would say it with me or if you'd say it with I, that's the correct one.
I love it.
Anyway, I think we ask good questions. I think that, yes, our perspectives are different. And I feel like I think we're funny and fun to be around. So we've had multiple guests say that, we do a good job and they like being on our show, which is always great.
I've had lots of people say this was so fun. Steve Rep. Remember Steve?
Yeah, I remember Steve.
This was like the coolest place he's ever done a podcast. It was so fun. And even Remington Ramsey was like, what a great freaking setup. And this was fun. So it's pretty cool, and they go back to like Fred being on the show and Chuck talking about motocross. And but, one of the shows that sticks in my head that I really liked was when we had Chris Weatherford on.
Oh, Chris was great. He kind of got our Success Happy Hour started.
Yeah, he kind of fired up the whole juices of Okay, that interview was so cool and had such a different perspective, yet I think something that's teachable to anybody who watches that show. But Sean Daniels was a great one too. I mean, what a big pile of energy and
Always.
personality and great sales guy. So he was fun to have as well.
Always. I enjoyed Lauren Davis, our title person
Oh,
from
yeah.
Denali. She was great. She actually was one of our more popular social media hits. Yeah, Lauren's got a lot of people that follow her, and she's very active on social media. So when she shared that out, we got a lot of hits, which was very cool.
How about the giant, the amazing Scot Pollard?
Oh,
This is the only time I've looked at a picture and I felt like I was 12 years old again.
Yeah, Scott was great. And man, talk about a life lived right there, and his background and, experience on Survivor, experience as a professional basketball player, experience going through a heart transplant. That's
amazing.
That was a lot to that. And we did that in 2 episodes, which made sense.
Yeah, a couple of those were 2 as
Mhm.
well. So, all I can say is thanks for watching the show and putting
Definitely.
up with us for 100 episodes. And I do here's to 100 more for sure. We got to do a shot though.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna end this show with a shot. And
Right.
I'm drinking a great tequila, but I'm gonna bring out the tequila for this one. I say that we have a glass of Fortaleza Añejo.
Okay.
I mean, we might as well
I won't taste it, but
take
okay.
one of the hardest tequilas there is to find. And oh wait, let me look. Let me see. Oh nope, here's another one.
There's
there's
3
another one.
others over there.
No, couple
Maybe
up there.
oh boy.
But let's we might as well drink the best. And
Unfortunately, I'm not going to taste it. But
I'm a huge fan of the Blanco. So to me, sometimes this isn't the best. But when I was recently in the town of Tequila, Tony and I got the opportunity to tour the distillery. And the person that was giving the tour is like, "Oh, you're tasting tequila with Brad. I follow you on the internet. This is really cool. Do you want to meet Guillermo?" And I said, "Yeah, that'd be cool." So a few minutes later, she got a message. She said, "We're going to meet him after we're done." So we did the tour. We drank in the cave. And if you know what I'm talking about, you got to go there. So then she walked us to Guillermo's office. And I said, "I know you're super busy. Just want to say hi." And he's like, "Sit down." And 3 hours later, after Guillermo walked us through the fields and went and got a drink with us. And I know there were people telling him that he had to leave for Guadalajara. And he kept going, "I don't care." And I'm like, "Guillermo, you have to leave. Thank you so much." I said, "I would like to ask you one question. Is there any chance that I could do an interview with you?" And I've never, ever seen a Guillermo Erickson salsa interview with anybody. And he said, "Yes. And can we do it here this year?" And I said, "Yes." So we'll probably have a trip. And maybe we could make that a combo of the Success Happy Hour and a tasting tequila with Brad video. And I actually dragged Brian's ass to a Mazatán and to the town of Tequila.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of cool.
We'll see about that.
Cheers to some Fortaleza Añejo. And here's to 100,000
There it is. 100.
more episodes.
Thanks for watching Indiana Success Happy Hour. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Brian and Brad, grab your seat. Real talk served with a boozy beat. Tune in, don't even blink, 'cause real estate makes us drink.